Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Michael Fox.
Hello,
co-designer of Holding On with Rory O'Connor.
Yes.
From Hub Games.
Yes.
We've talked about this a bit.
We have. We talked
in
to Nuremberg.
prototype form.
Yeah.
Now you've got the finished
real.
version. Yes.
It's a real and beautiful thing, and people are excited about it.
Although I guess the funny part is we still can't really go into too much detail. It's still sort of the overview surface there.
We do have to keep things kind of wrapped up. But
why is that, Michael?
Because it's filled with spoilers and secrets, Eric.
Oh, okay.
That'd be why.
Yes.
But what is really nice is now that more people are, actually able to play it because they can buy it, we've been able to talk a little bit more about Scenario 1 because people are now aware of it.
Okay.
Obviously, anything after that, I'm going to keep super secret. And if you want to know what's happening in later scenarios, we have like YouTube videos where I get to secretly talk a little bit about it, but you have to find those videos.
So the gist of the game, though,
before
we get into what is Scenario 1, and
so this is Holding On. You are the doctors, the staff at a hospital where Billy Kerr, your patient, gets rushed to you after he has a heart attack on a flight from Sydney in Australia to London in the UK. Gets diverted, he gets rushed to your facility, and then you are charged with keeping his last days as comfortable as possible. You can't save him. We've been very upfront from day one that he is going to die. Yes. But you are there to just make sure that he has somebody to talk to, because when you open Scenario 1, there are 10 scenarios in the deck, as you can see over here. You will be told by the head nurse that you need to look after him. Then he'll utter his first words to you, and it'll be like, "I want to talk." And it's really a game of sort of like half hospital management and half discovering the mysteries, just working out the puzzles of Billy's life, and what are these 3 regrets that he will refer to that keep him holding on.
Okay.
That's all good.
All right. So maybe talk about the management
of
hospital care.
We have our main board here, and over the course of 13 rounds, every round is going to be a shift manager, and they will be responsible for flipping out these patient cards into these spots. Okay. So the patient cards show how Billy's doing that time of day. So for this morning, he's actually in decent form. From the bottom, top to the bottom, there's always going to be a picture of Billy there. Yeah. There'll be some spaces where you'll put the worker pawns, and you must always fill up the spaces or else you'll be warned.
That's right. Serve your shifts.
Make sure that you do your work. And then the people who have been assigned to that shift, and only those people, because they're the ones who are there in the moment, they get the call on what to do, whether it's look after Billy physically or look after him with palliative care. So physical care will keep his body alive, whereas palliative care will unlock the secrets, these partial memory cards, which we'll have a look at in a second, or care tokens, which are basically the game's in-game currency that you can spend on physical care, but also down here to inquire to get the clear versions of the memory. Okay. So if we have a quick look at the memories, if you flip one of them over,
put it here.
Cool.
Clarity.
So Billy on a partial memory is always going to be visible, but everything else is obscured. So this is him telling you a little bit about this time of his life, this era of what's happening. There's also these little dashes on the side of the card that give you the position. Think of it like a jigsaw of his life. Yes. And there are 5 timelines, 5 eras of his life that you'll be looking to puzzle together to get the whole picture. Some scenarios will require certain specific memories to come out. Other scenarios you might have to go and contact people from his past or talk about what he's feeling, that kind of stuff. Okay. So each of the game's 10 scenarios, the objective feels very different. And as you work through, you'll of course get closer and closer to scenario 10, which is the epic, big race against time finale. Okay. So that's cool. So other things, like I said, we have the clear memories. For every memory in this deck, we have a corresponding full version picture, which is like obviously a lot brighter. These are very muted tones, but as you learn more, I'm not going to show any of them because that would be spoilers. You learn more, you see more, so then you have like a little read on the back as to what Billy has told you about this memory, and now you then hopefully have a better understanding. So yeah, on top of that, there's a lot of management. You can stress your people out, which has...
By overworking them?
By overworking them, having short and long-term effects. So we're a busy hospital. We only have a certain amount of people that we're able to assign to these shifts. So you've really got to do a lot of tightrope walking. It's quite the balancing act you have to pull off of keeping him alive while also hitting that objective of helping Billy as he requests you to do so.
Okay. So that's sort of a non-spoilery overview.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
I know you were demoing it. What I remember mostly is demoing it at Origins.
Yes.
And a couple of people I know who I've gamed with frequently talked about playing that first scenario and just like they were just almost in tears. It's very emotional sort of effect for what's going on.
Punch you in the heart. Obviously, when we made the game, it was quite a risky subject. We didn't know whether it was going to, if it was going to have an audience at all.
Yes.
But we have found now that yes, people are interested in a game that not only plays well and is compelling and is entertaining, but they also want to have that sort of that emotional punch.
Yes.
Of the game sort of like making them feel something.
Yeah.
And we've had that door opened up to us by other games, The Grizzled and this War of Mine. Fog of Love is basically the romantic comedy version, whereas this is like the hospital drama.
Yes.
And it's fantastic that people are open to this experience, and we're delighted that we can be a part of it. It just
shows like wider avenues of game design possibilities.
Yeah, you can make a game about anything. We're at Essen where there's like 1,200 new releases this weekend. And there are games about, frogs jumping over each other over here, dropship commanders over there. Just the themes are many and varied. I'm intrigued to see what kind of stuff we'll see next year and the year after.
There'll be a fantasy version. You must tend to a sick elf that is dying in the forest. No? No? Okay.
I'm never going to do a fantasy version of this. We are writing the sequel.
Yes. You can imagine it's a hospital. You do not have one patient.
This is true, but maybe our next person might not end up in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they'll be somewhere else.
It's a single ambulance ride. You can do that. It's a race against time. You sort of had that Renegade.
It literally becomes the race against time of just like, okay, get in there while you can. I did design a game like that a while ago. Maybe we'll do that next year. We'll see.
All right. Thank you, Michael.
We'll see how that goes. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh. I'm going to interrupt you there. Thank you very much for showing off Holding On. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And hopefully copies don't get stolen.
See how it goes.
Okay.